My next guest, Lori and Alex, discovered they had become targets of a grandparent scam. They decided to turn the tables and fight back. Here's their story.
When I got the phone call, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My grandson was calling me and said he was in a terrible car accident and needed for me to call the lawyer to get him out of jail. When I called the lawyer, I found out that there was even more trouble than I anticipated. Apparently, he had hit the car driven by a woman whose husband was a politician, and they had put a gag order on the situation. And he also mentioned that I needed $15,000 to get him out of jail by the end of the day. I was told I couldn't call anybody about this, not even my wife. I went to the bank and I secretly withdrew $15,000.
He'd been gone for quite a while and I didn't know where he was or where he went. And then he comes home and he says to me, "Lori, what's a gag order?" I said, "What would you want to know what a gag order is? What's that about?"
So I had to tell her, basically.
When Alex told me that our grandson was in jail and he needed $15,000 to get him out, and on top of that there was a gag order, I knew right away that this was a scam. I instantly picked up the phone and called our grandson to make sure he was all right. And of course he was. I called the police immediately, told them what was happening, and they told me nothing could be done because a crime had not been committed.
That's when we decided we needed to do something about this.
Joining us from their home in Silver Spring, Maryland, please welcome Lori and Alex to the Tam Fam. Thank you for joining us. Lori, I love that you said, wait a minute, let me call the grandson and let me call 911. I love that you took action that way. What put that fire in you to not buy into this?
Well, when Alex told me about the phone call, I knew right away it was a scam. And when I told him it was a scam, he said, he became very angry. He was mad that anybody would use our grandson to scam us. So we decided to get the scammer. Yeah, and so we devised a plan. And Alex was to put the money in a manila envelope. He kept the scammer on the phone and followed the directions. He was to put the money in this manila envelope. So Alex went to the basement, and instead of the money, he put a block of wood and some bolts in there, so it would appear to be the same size and weight as the money. And then they were sending a courier over to pick it up. So we went to the front door. We had the door locked. We looked through the window. We watched for the courier, and we took pictures. And as the courier approached the house, we were taking pictures of him. He was very well dressed. He was very polite. He was very non-threatening. And so Alex handed him the envelope.
Listen, I mean, Cagney and Lacey got nothing on the two of you. Alex, after you basically tricked the con, what happened?
Well, initially, the phone call was very short. And it was our grandson, calling, and I needed to talk to the lawyer very quickly to keep him out of jail that evening. And I listened very carefully to everything that happened and followed through. We needed to focus on following through with the needs.
So that's the call that you initially got. It sounded like your grandson. You believed it. Lori, what did police say after you guys basically tricked the con?
Well, the first time I called the police, before the courier arrived, I called the non-emergency number. And that is a mistake because the dispatcher told me that because a crime had not yet been committed, they were not going to send an officer out. Wow. Even though I said a crime was in the making, no. So I would suggest anyone else to call 911. But so I took a lot of pictures so that I would have them for the police when they did arrive.
Well, unfortunately, police have not yet identified that courier who showed up at your house. A number of other people in the neighborhood have also been scammed, but you took action. You got your money. You kept your money. Your grandson is safe. And Alex, I know why you married Lori. That is one smart woman you got next to you.